Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Kill Team Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Line Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I'll be fighting a 200-point Commander Kill Team mission between my Dark Angels and Chris's Gellerpox infected. So the story that we've got going on here is that this was an Imperial freighter that had been moving through this sector, and when they dropped out of the warp, they sent out a quick burst of distress signal and then went dark. The signal was received by a force of Dark Angels in the area, who then descended upon the ship and sent out a force to go find out what had happened on there. When they arrived onto the ship, they realized that the Gellerfield must have blinked out at one point, allowing a lot of the crew to be consumed by the warp and get the Gellerpox infestation that occurred on the ship, who then managed to take over the ship and consume the rest of the crew on board. So the plan is for the Dark Angels to take back the ship and bring it back under the control of the Imperium of Man. We are going to be playing the Shuttle Jackers mission with a little bit of changes to it. Essentially, this is from the Rogue Trader box here. So it's basically, we just set up 4 objectives along the middle there. If you control them at the end of the battle round, you score a victory point. Whoever has the most victory points at the end of the game wins. So that is the story. That is the mission. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 kill teams that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Dark Angels, my kill team will consist of, from left to right, my commander, who is a librarian in Terminator armor. I then have a leader, who is an intercessor sergeant. We have a company veteran here, who is a sniper specialist with a plasma gun. We have a combat specialist, who is a reaver sergeant with a close combat knife and heavy bolt pistol. And we have a tactical gunner with a heavy bolter, who's a heavy specialist. We then have a scout gunner with a heavy bolter and 2 intercessors. And then for the Gellerpox, his kill team will consist of, from left to right here, we have Vulgar Thrice Cursed, who is his commander. We then have a Gnasher Screamer, who is his zealot specialist. We have a Nightmare Hulk, who is a combat specialist. We have a Gellerpox mutant, who's a demolitions expert. Another Gellerpox mutant, who is the leader. We've got 3 Curse Mites. We've got 4 Eye Stinger Swarms, which are right over here. We've got 3 Glitchlings and 2 Sludge Grubs. All right, so going over deployment for the Dark Angels, I have my 2 intercessors over here, along with the company veteran up there, along with the combat specialist, Reaver Sergeant, down over here. Then over here, I've got my commander, I've got my heavy specialist, I've got my leader, and I've got my scout gunner with the heavy bolter, ready to come through these doors here. For the Gellerpox, we've got his combat specialist over here. We've got his commander right beside him. We've got a couple of the little Gribblies that he's got going on there. So I think we've got some of the Cursed Mites, and we've got some of the eye sting swarms over on this side. We've got the something grubs. What are they? Sludge grubs over here. He's also got his zealot specialist, his demolition specialist, and his leader back over in here. So that is deployment. We will now roll off to see who has initiative going into turn 1 here. So I roll an 11. Let's see what we can get here. No, with a 4, so it will be, we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here. At first, my intercessor moved down here and opened the door. My sniper specialist ended up moving down here next to the door. These 2 guys advanced, rolled really low, and only got to where they are right there. Up over here, he opened the door. My heavy specialist, my commander, and my leader all moved up over here, taking on positions inside of the oh man, what's it called? The bridge. The bridge. There we go. Thank you. The bridge of the ship up here, taking position up there, trying to bring back this ship under control. So that is going to be it for movement phase for the Dark Angels. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Gellerpox infected. All right, movement phase here for the Gellerpox infected. All of these guys across through here advanced up into the corridor, ready to burst out of these two doors, figuring out which way they're going to go. This guy moved up over to here after the door was opened by one of the blights, the ice sting swarms. The grub over here opened the door for these guys to go through here. He's going to stay where he's at over here, and all of these guys now are going to charge. So we'll come back to you with that. All right, so now the Glacial over here is going to charge into my librarian over here, but rolled a 3, so he did not make it in. This Glacial over here is now going to try to do it. I don't think I can see him behind the gates there, so his charge distance, 8 inches, probably makes it in, I think. And then his zealot special or combat specialist over here is going to charge into both my commander and my leader over there. Cannot see him from where he's at. 7 inches may make it in. And he makes it into combat with my commander over there. All right, so now his commander over here is going to charge into my heavy bolter bro and my commander. So I will fire Overwatch first, looking for 6s. Getting 2 hits, that's pretty good. I'll take that. Strength 5, toughness 5, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting no wounds, of course I don't. So his charge distance over here, rolling a 12, he'll get in. And then this sting swarm is going to charge into my heavy specialist over there. 11 inches, probably make it in. And then this Glitchling over here is going to charge into the commander. 4 inches will not make it. All right, so that's it for the movement phase. Into the psychic phase, my commander is going to cast Psybolt onto the combat specialist over here since he's the closest. Looking for a 4 since he's a psychic specialist, so psychic specialist, so he's going to have +1 to his roll. That's going to go off with a 9, so just 1 mortal wound for that one. Disgustingly. All right, so he gets a 5-up disgustingly resilient save. Yeah, he's good. And then he's going to cast Might of Heroes onto himself, looking for a 5 since he gets +1. Ooh, that goes off, but he perils. I'm just gonna deal with that. 1 second. All right, so gonna have to suck it up here. So let's see, D3 mortal wounds. Takes 1 mortal wound. All right, so then my scout gunner here is gonna shoot into his what is this? A curse might over here. So he's got his 3 shots here, hitting on 3s since he didn't move. Oh no, it's hitting on 4s since he's obscured over there. All right, so that's gonna be 2 hits. Strength 5. What's the toughness on that?
Oh, it's
curse might.
Curse might is toughness 2.
2. So wounding on 2s. All right, that's gonna be 2 wounds at AP -1. What's he got for a save on that curse might?
His save is a 6+.
6+, so AP -1 goes straight through that, so just going to, does he have a feel of pain?
No.
No feeling of pain. All right.
And on top of that, he is an insectoid, therefore you get to add +1 to your wound roll.
Oh, he's an insectoid, so I get +1 to the wound roll or the injury roll?
The
injury roll. That's cool. So he's going to have +1 to this injury roll. And with that, he is out of action. All right, so my opponent was wanted to do something, but I jumped ahead of the gun there. He was going to spend 2 CP for Rancid Vomit, which will allow his Night Hulk model here to basically puke onto my commander over here. So he's going to roll 3d6. Every 5+ does a mortal wound onto him. Getting 2 mortal wounds. All right, so into the fight phase now, since no one else can shoot. I'm gonna be spending 2 CP for Decisive Strike to allow my librarian to attack, since I think he's gonna die otherwise. So he's gonna put all 4 of his attacks, now that he has Might of Heroes on him, into his commander over here. So I'm gonna have 4 attacks. These are gonna be hitting on 3s. Alrighty, so that's gonna be 2 hits. These are going to be strength +2, so it ends up being strength 7, so I'm looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1 wound, AP -1, I believe. Okay. So it's his invul save is going to be so 6-up invul save here. No, does not make it. So it's D3 damage. Going to be 2 damage, and he's got disgustingly resilient. Making 1, failing 1, so he takes 1 wound. All right, so now the Eye Stinger Swarm is going to attack into my heavy over here. So he has D3 attacks. So he's going to have 1 attack. This is going to be hitting on a, what's it going to hit on? Weapon skill 4. So looking for a 4 to hit. That is a hit. Strength 2. So looking for a 6 to wound. No wound there. All right, so now the Glitchling is going to attack into my commander over here. So he's going to have 2 attacks here. These are going to be hitting on 4s. That is going to be 2 hits. These are now going to be strength 2, so looking for 6s to wound. That is 1 wound. AP nothing.
He gets to reroll.
Oh, right. He gets to reroll all failed wounds. Still just the 1 there. So AP nothing. So looking for a 2-up armor save. Of course. And now his combat specialist is going to attack into my commander over here. So he's got 4 attacks because he's the combat specialist. He's going to be hitting on 4s. All right, so 3 hits. Pretty good there. These are now strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. All right, so that's all wounds. So 3 wounds. AP -2 on his weapon, so I'm looking for 4-up saves here. I need to make all of them or he is dead. Oh, and I do! Woo! And now his commander, Volgar, here is going to put 3 attacks into my librarian, 1 into my heavy specialist here. So we're going to do the 3. What's up? 3 into the librarian, right? And 1 into the heavy?
Yes.
Yes, cool.
And
so
hits on 3s.
Hits on 3s. Okay, here we go. Hitting on 3s. That is going to be all hits there. These are going to be strength enough to be 3s to wound, right? Because he's got the strength specialism +1, so he has, he ends up strength 7. So these are going to be looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be all wounds. These are AP -2 again. So I need 4-up saves, and all of them once again, or he's dead. And he does it again! Holding strong! And then we got the 1 into my heavy specialist over here. That is not a hit. All right, so now my heavy specialist is going to attack into his eye blight or his eye stinging swarm over here. So it's going to be 1 attack, -1 to hit because of that's just what they've got there. So this is going to be hitting on a 4. Nope, no hit there. All right, so that is the end of the fight phase here. So at the end there's no leadership tests that need to be, morale tests that should need to be taken here. My opponent does have 1 objective. This one is contested between the 2 of us, and no one has either of these. So my opponent goes up 1-0 right now. So now we are going to roll for initiative going into turn 2. So, ooh, with an 11 again. To a 6, so we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 2. My gunner over here readied himself. Both the heavy and my commander fell back. He readied himself since he was out of combat before. He moved up over here. These guys both moved up over here onto the objective, and then he advanced back here onto this objective. So that is going to be it for the movement phase for the Dark Angels. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Gellerpox infected. All right, so movement phase for the Gellerpox infected. These 3 guys all stood still over here. He stood still back here. He fell back from this way because he was within an inch at the beginning of the movement phase, so he had any movement, he had to be a fallback, so he fell back over to there onto the objective. This guy moved up over here from here, as did that, what is it, the grub?
The sludge grub.
The sludge grub moved up over there. He spent 2 CP for, what is it,
Geller shift.
Geller shift, which allows them for 2 CP to any Gellerpox mutant can move and place anywhere on the board that is more than 4 inches away. So he's more than 4 inches away from these guys over here. So he popped up over there. And this guy in the middle there opened up the door here, opening up into here. So that is going to be the movement phase for those. Now we are going to have a couple of charges. So we're going to start over here with this Ice Sting Swarm is going to charge into my Duber over here. So I'll have Overwatch for that first, hitting on 6s. Nope, no hits there. So his charge distance, 6 inches, will not make it into him there.
But he will.
And then this guy over here is going to charge into him as well. Overwatch. I get 1 hit on him there. Toughness 2 on those guys, right? So 2 to wound. That is a wound with a fill phase. AP -1.
Okay, 5 plus invulnerable.
5 plus invulnerable save.
Get back here.
Oh, sorry. There we go. Nope, nothing there. And then does he have a disgustingly resilient?
As long as it's only damage 1.
It is damage 1. So yeah, damage 1, he gets a disgustingly resilient, and he's good. All right, so here we go. Now he's going to have his charge roll over here into that guy over there, and will not make it with a 4. All right, now this Ice Sting Swarm is going to charge into my combat specialist. I'm going to throw a frag grenade. Getting 4 shots here. These are now going to be hitting on 6s. Ooh, getting 2 hits here. Strength 3, toughness 4, toughness 2. So looking for 3s to wound. Getting 2 wounds. AP nothing on those. So do they have any saves?
No, they've got a 7.
They've got a 7-up save. So no save there.
No.
So just going to be into the injury roll here because they don't have a disgustingly resilient.
And you get +1 to it.
+1 to it. Oh, he is way out. And now the Sludge Grub's going to charge. Again, frag grenade. 5 shots this time. He's going to be hitting on 6s. Oh, getting 1 hit there. Toughness 2 on this guy as well. So 3 to wound. That's a wound. What's his save there? AP nothing. So sludge grubs. Gross. They do have a 6-up save. So looking for a 6. No, does not. So injury roll here. Or does he have a disgusting resilient as well?
No, but he
no disgusting resilient. So +1 to this. And that he is out. All right, so then this guy is going to charge, the Glitchling is going to charge into my dude bro over here, Overwatch. No hits there. His charge roll is going to be in. And now his Zealot Specialist is going to charge into me over there. And he is maybe in, maybe, probably.
And then...
Yeah, he made it in. And then his dude bro over here is going to charge into my Combat Specialist. Heavy bolt pistol, because I'm not in grenade range with his lucky grenades. No hit there, so his charge distance. 8 inches will probably make it. All right, so that's going to be it for the movement phase. Into the psychic phase, we'll start with him casting Psybolt. It'll be into his commander over here. That is going to be 6, so that's going to go off. So 1 mortal wound onto him. Disgustingly resilient. No, he takes it. All right, that's going to be that. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase.
I can see. All
right, so my Intercessor Sergeant over here is going to start us off by throwing a crack grenade into his what is it, thrice or something?
Yeah, Vulgar Thrice.
Vulgar Thrice Curse over into him over here. So it's going to be 1 shot. He's not obscured, and grenades do not suffer penalties for half range, blah, 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 grenades. So here we go. Looking for a 3-2 hit. That's a hit. Strength 6, so toughness 5. So looking for 3s to wound. That is a wound. AP minus 2, 1. 2, 1. 1 second.
6 up.
All right, so he's got a 6-up invul save and a 6-up armor save. So 6-up is his save. Oh, and he's good. All right, so now my scout gunner over here with the heavy bolter is going to fire into his commander over here. 3 shots, hitting on 4s because he's obscured. All righty, that's going to be 2 hits. These are strength 5, toughness 5, 4s to wound. Woo! All right, so then starting into the regular shooting phase, my sniper specialist is going to fire into his curse might over here. 2 shots, not going to supercharge, obviously. These are going to be hitting on 4s, though, because he is obscured. All right, so that's 1 hit. Strength 2s to wound. All right, that's a wound, AP minus 3, so it's no armor save. And he doesn't have a disgusting resilient or anything, so it's going to be +1 because he's a little tiny little boy. To a 3, so it's still a flesh wound. Boop, boop. All right, so now Vulgar over here is going to use his belly flamer, which is really gross. He's going to fire it off here, so D6 auto hits. He's going to have 6 hits, which we will put on a whole bunch of people over here.
Put 4 on him.
All right, so he's going to put 4 onto my commander, 1 onto my my scout gunner, and then 1 onto my tactical gunner. So here we go. We're going to have the 4 onto my commander.
He needs 4s to wound.
He needs 4s to wound, strength 4. So that is going to be 2 wounds over here. AP nothing, so I've got 2 2-up saves. And I make both of those. Onto the scout. No wound there. And then onto my tactical gunner. No wound there. And then his Gellerpox mutant over here is going to toss a grenade at my dude bro over here. So he's going to, what's his ballistic skill?
Well, I got to roll to see how many hit.
Oh, so he's got, how many shots he's going to get? So he's going to get 4 shots.
4 shots.
4 shots. Ballistic skill is?
4.
4 up, so it's going to be 5s because he's obscured over there. Getting 1 hit, strength 3. So looking.
Adds 1 because he is demolitions.
Oh, because he's demolitions and he's obscured, he's going to get +1 to the wound roll. So it would be strength 3 to toughness 4 would be 5s to wound. So now it's 4s to wound. No wound. And now his curse might's going to start us off in the fight phase, attacking into my combat specialist over here. So he's going to have 2 attacks. That's going to be 1 hit with that 6, but that 6 counts as 2 hits because of his special rule. So that's going to be 2 hits onto him here. These are going to be strength 2, so looking for 6s to wound. Getting a wound on that one there. AP nothing, so looking for a 3-up save. He's good. All right, so now the Glitchling is going to attack into my Intercessor over here. So he's going to have, again, 2 attacks. Hitting on 4s, so that's 1 hit right there. This is going to be strength 2, so looking for 6s to wound. We had to re-roll that failed wound roll there. No wound. All right, so now his dude over here, his Zealot Specialist, is going to attack into my Intercessor. So he's going to have, he has 5 attacks base, +1 because, 4 attacks base, +1 because of Zealot Specialist. So he's going to have 5 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 4s. All right, so getting 3 hits, pretty good there. These are strength 6, so looking for 3s to wound against my tough 4 dude bro. That is going to be no wounds there. So now my combat specialist is going to attack into the curse mite over here. He's got 5 attacks because he's a combat specialist, hitting on 3s. Okay, so that's going to be 3 hits. Strength 4, toughness 2, so looking for 2s to wound. That is getting 1 wound. AP nothing. Curse Mite has a 6-up save. No save there. So his injury roll is +1. And with that 6, he's out. So now my intercessor is going to put his 2 attacks into his little glitchling over there. 2 attacks hitting on the thing with the other thing. Hitting on 3s. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. All right, getting 1 hit over there. Wounding on a 2. That is a wound. Glitchling gets a 6-up save.
5+.
Oh, 5 up. 5 up. Feel no pain, and he's good. Oh, 5 up invul save. So there we go. So he is good to go.
Either way, good to go.
All right, I'm going to spend 2 CP for Honor the Chapter to allow him to attack again into his little dude bro back there. That is going to be 1 hit. Okay. That is a wound. 5 up. No, he does not save it this time.
Feels no pain.
Feel no pain on this one. Yeah. So disgusting resilient. Ooh, no, still nothing. So, injury roll here. Does he have the +1 as well? No, +1 to his little dude bro there. No, he's going to take a flesh wound. Right. All right, so that's the end of the turn here. We do have some morale tests to take here. These guys have to take leadership tests. He's got a leadership of 8, and he's got a leadership of 7. He's got 3 guys that are out of action right now. So he gets +1 because of his friend over here being within range. So they're both going to be failing on 6s. So that's all we really care about. So we'll go with the mite first on a 6. No, he's good to go. And then into the glitchling over here. Now he's good to go as well. All right. So that's the end of the turn. At the end of the turn, I score 1 point for holding this. My opponent scores 1 point for holding this because he's got 3 people within range over here. He's going to score 1 point for holding this because he's got 3 people in range over here, and 1 point for holding this. So the Gellerpox are up 4-1 at this point. Pretty brutal. So we are now going to roll initiative going into turn 3. I rolled a 9 right there, and my opponent rolled a 5. So we'll come back to you after a movement phase for the Dark Angels. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here. This guy readied, as did my sniper specialist over here. Not my combat specialist, I'm sorry. My intercessor here fell back around over this way. These 2 guys readied over here, as did my intercessor sergeant. Now this guy over here is going to charge into all of these guys. So we've got 1 Overwatch with his belly flamer, right? Mm-hmm. So it's going to be D6 auto hits. That's going to be 6 auto hits. Oh, gross. All right, so 4. These are going to be looking for 4s to wound. Strength 4, looking for 4s. Here we go. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds there. Looking for 2-up saves. If I fail any of these, he's dead. Oh, I failed 1. I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll that. Oh, no! Cost me a CP, and he died. Oh, you jerkus. Oh. All right, so now trying to move on from that one. My combat specialist is going to charge into his little grub over there, or his mite. That's a curse mite. And he will be in. All right, movement phase for the Gellerpox infected over here. So these 2 guys are going to stay right where they are. These guys are staying right where they are. And then we're going to have a couple charges coming in here. So we're going to start with the glitchling charging into my intercessor sergeant over there. I'm going to fire Overwatch. I'm going to go with his combat specialist showed him the glory of the frag grenades over here in Overwatch. Okay. Apparently his are not quite as lucky as the combat specialist over there. Nope, no hits there. So let's see. That is going to be way in. And then the combat specialist is going to charge into him as well. He is way in. The Blight Swarm here is going to charge into my heavy specialist. Overwatch! Ooh, getting that 1 hit. That is a wound. AP -1. Just goes through, right? To his armor, I think, with those. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yep. So injury test. And he is out of action. And then this glitchling is going to charge into my dude bro. No hits that time. His charge distance. 9 inches should get him in. And now he's going to charge into both these guys over here. So the 1 scout gunner is going to fire Overwatch. Nope, no hits there. His charge is in. Sludge Grub is going to charge into my combat specialist. No Overwatch there since he's engaged. 5 inches should make it in. And then his leader is going to charge on into my combat specialist as well. 11 inches will get him in.
I've done that 3
And now his
times.
demolitions expert's going to charge into my intercessor over here, overwatching. Getting 1 hit there. Strength 4, toughness 4. So, ooh.
Let me double check.
Sure.
I want to make sure. Yes.
Yeah, toughness 4, so 4 to wound. Nope, not going to do it with that 1.
Okay.
So here comes his charge distance. 4 inches. Might make it. Let's find out. Yeah, we remember that he had to be placed more than 4 inches away last turn, so he can't make that in with a 4. He has to get a 5 to get in because of that. So here we go. 5. Looking for a 5. He's going to spend a CP to re-roll that charge. And makes it there with a 6. So. All right, into the shooting phase. My dude bro over here is going to fire into his big old hunk of a dude bro over here. I'm going to supercharge with my plasma. These are going to be hitting on 4s because of obscurement. Rerolling that 1 because of being a sniper. That's why you give your snipers plasma, or your plasma sniper. So it doesn't hit, but it doesn't blow up, which is critically important. Strength 8, so 3s to wound. That is a wound. AP minus 3 is going to go straight through, so 2 damage. But he's got disgustingly resilient, so looking for 5s. Makes 1, fails 1, so he takes 1 wound. Alrighty, so into the fight phase now. My combat specialist is going to start us off first. He's going to put 1 attack into him, 1 attack into that grub, and 1 attack and 3 attacks into the leader. So we're going to go 1 attack into his flesh wounded dude bro. That's going to hit. That is going to wound. AP nothing, so he has a 6-up save. No, that's going to go through. +2, because he's got +1 for being a little gribbly and +1 for having that flesh wound. Yeah, so he is out of action. And now we got the 1 attack into the grub over here. That is going to be a hit. That is going to be a wound. AP nothing on him, on that little sludge grub over there. So he is going to be, we'll come back to that. All right, so he's got a 6+ save. No, goes through. So does he have the +1 as well? Yeah, so +1 to this roll. Just takes a flesh wound.
Leader.
And then 3 attacks into his leader over here. That's going to be 3 hits. Toughness 4, so 4s to wound. Getting 2 wounds. AP nothing on him. So 5-up invul saves here. Makes neither of those, and that's 1 damage apiece, so disgustingly resilient on him as well. No, neither of those. So he's going to be injury roll in here. With that 6, he's out of action. All right, so then his demo expert over here is going to attack into my dude bro. He's got 2 attacks hitting on 4s. There's going to be 1 hit, strength 4. So looking for 4 to wound. That is a wound. AP minus 1, so looking for a 4-up save. Yeah, with the filfers. Woo! Now the Glitchling is going to attack into my intercessor sergeant over here. So he's going to have his 2 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 4s. That is 2 hits. These are going to be wounding on 6s though, and re-rolling because re-rolling fails. All right, getting to re-roll both of those. No wound. All right, so now the combat specialist is going to attack into him. So he's got 4 attacks hitting on 4s. That is going to be 1 hit there, but he's going to be wounding on a 3. That is a wound. AP minus 2, so I'm looking for a 5-up save. That is a save. And now the Glitching is going to attack into my heavy specialist. That is going to be 2 hits. No, 1 hit. Sorry, 1 hit. Hitting on 4s. And then wounding on a 6, but re-rolling. Re-rolling because if it failed, it was close. No.
We'll start here.
And now his commander is going to put 2 attacks into each. So we'll start with the heavy specialist over here. So it's going to be 2 attacks hitting on 4s. 3s. Oh, right. He's special. Hitting on 3s. No hits there. My opponent spent a CP to re-roll one of those. Into a hit. There we go. These are going to be strength 7, so wounding on 3s. That is a wound. AP minus 2. So looking for a 5-up save. No save there. So injury roll here. 2 damage on that, so 2 dice on the injury roll. And on a 4, he is out. And then the other 2 onto my scout gunner over here. That is going to be 2 hits. Wounding on the 3s again. That is going to be 2 wounds. These are looking for 6-up saves because AP minus 2. Oh, I made 1, but I failed 1. So 2 damage, 2 injury roll dice. And on that 5, he's out. And now his slug bro is going to attack into my combat specialist over here. So I think he's got what, 2 attacks?
He gets 1 attack.
1 attack. Usually hitting on a 4, but now going to be hitting on a 5. He's good. That's a hit. Strength 2, so looking for a 6 to wound.
Strength 3.
Oh, strength 3, so 5s to wound, which is pretty good there. So yeah, looking for a 5 to wound. That's a wound. AP minus 1. So looking for a 4-up save. No, of course he doesn't. He takes a wound. All right, so now my guys are going to attack back over here. He's got 2 attacks. Hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. That is 1 wound. 5-up invul save. He's good. Yeah. And he's going to have 3 attacks all into the glitchling over here. That is going to be 2 hits. That is going to be 2 wounds with fill faces. Maybe I should have put him into his combat specialist. But here we go. Here comes his demonic saves on that guy. So 5-ups. Makes 1, fails 1. So maybe that was a good call. Disgustingly resilient. I forgot about that. Here we go. Oh, man. It didn't make a difference. All the saves. All right, so that's going to be it for the turn here. We do have some morale tests to take. No one has to roll for break yet. My opponent has 7 guys out of action. I've got 3 guys out of action. So I've still got 5 guys left. He's still got 10 guys left. So we're going to roll some morale tests, though, on these wounded guys. So this guy over here needs a 1 to pass. Does not make it, so he will be shaken. And this grub over here is going to have to roll. Is also going to be shaken. So both of them will be shaken. So at the end of the turn, my opponent scores 1 point for this. Scores 1 point for this. We contest this, but now because these 2 guys are shaken, I control this one, which is pretty good. So I will score 1 point, getting me a total of 2 points now at the end of turn 3. My opponent scored an additional 2 points, giving him, I think, what is that, 6 points? Yeah, 6 points total here. So 6-2 at the end of turn 3. So now we will roll off to see who will have initiative going into turn 4. All right, so I rolled a 7 there. And my opponent rolled a 10, so we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Gellerpox infected here on turn 4. All right, movement phase for the Gellerpox infected. These 2 guys stayed on this objective over here. They stayed in combat over here. He had to stay because he is shaken, as is this little dude bro, and then he stayed in combat over there. So now we're going to have some charges. We're going to start off with this guy, charging into both of them. So the combat specialist is stuck in combat over there, so he's going to, the other intercessor, though, is going to fire Overwatch. Getting no hits there, so his charge distance is definitely in. And now Thrice Curse is going to charge into my intercessor sergeant over there, and he's in. And this other little dubro didn't have any room to get in, so he's just going to advance out over here. All right, so that's going to be it for the movement phase for the Gellerpox infected. We will come back to you with the movement phase for the Dark Angels. All right, so movement phase, he is going to just move up over this way to contest with that objective, and he's going to stay in combat. He has to stay, and they have to stay. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. Psychic phase, my guy's dead. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so my sniper is going to fire into his little dude bro over here. This is the only one that he can shoot. Hitting on 4s, that's going to be 1 hit. Wounded on a 2. Ooh, of course he does that.
You got pistols.
And then my guy is going to fire a pistol over here. That is a hit. That is not a wound because he's tough 4. All right, so into the fight phase, I'm going to spend 2 CP for Decisive Strike and allow my combat specialist to attack into his Zealot over here. So I'm going to have 5 attacks hitting on 3s. That is going to be all but 1 hit. These are going to be Strength 4, Toughness more than that. 5, I think, Toughness 5. So looking for 5s to wound. Cool, cool, cool. 1 wound. Regular save on him here. 6-up save, right?
He does have a 6-up
yeah,
save.
got a 6-up save. Nope, and then he's got a 5-up Disgustingly Resilient save, though. No, so he will take a wound. All right, so now his Zealot Specialist who charged is going to attack. He's going to put 3 attacks into my Combat Specialist, 2 attacks into my Intercessor because he charged against that +1 attack. He's also going to spend 1 CP on Killing Frenzy, which means that on hit rolls of 6s, he gets an additional attack with that weapon on that target. So first, we're going to go into the Combat Specialist here. So 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. Getting to 6 and 3 hits, so +1 attack here. Into another hit, but that can't itself expand, so still pretty good. 4 hits on 3 attacks. These are going to be Strength 6, so looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds, AP -2, right?
I can reroll the 1s.
Oh, rerolling 1s to wound, pretty good. All right, still not meant to be. So these are going to be 2 wounds here, AP -2, so looking for 5-up saves. Nope, failed them both, so it's going to be 2 damage. So his injury roll, and that's 6, he's out. And then we got the 2 attacks into my Intercessor over here. Getting 1 hit and a 6. And reroll the 1 there. So reroll the 1. Nope, no hit there, but he gets another attack because of that 6. Killing Frenzy. Nope, no hit there. So it's still 1 hit. But this is going to be, again, wounding on 3. That is a wound. Looking for a 5-up save. Nope. I'm going to spend a CP to reroll that. No, I spent a CP, 2 CP to interrupt. So that's my, So now I'm just going to be using this one. You can spend multiple.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is my 3rd CP. Yeah, I had 3. Yeah, this is my 3rd CP. But it didn't make a difference. He's still failed there. So 2 damage is going to take me down to 0. So 2 damage injury roll. And on a 4, he's out of action. All right, so now his dude bro over here is going to attack into my, his commander is going to attack into my sergeant over here. So these are going to have 4 attacks.
At weapon skill 3.
Weapon skill 3, so hitting on 3s. That is going to be 1 hit. 1 second. All right, so it's just that 1 hit. This is going to be strength plus enough. He's going to have wounding on 3s.
6, 7.
7, strength 7, so wounding on 3s. No wound there.
You can actually.
And now his demolitions expert is going to activate over here. So he's going to attack. He's got his 2 attacks coming in here.
4+.
Hitting on a 4. That is 1 hit. Strength 4, so looking for a 4 to wound. No wound. And then my sergeant here is going to attack everything into the commander. That is going to be 2 hits. That is going to be 1 wound. 1 regular save. 6-up invul save. He's good. And now his combat specialist is going to attack into my sergeant over here. He's got 4 attacks because he's the combat specialist. Hitting on 4s. That is going to be 2 hits. These are now going to be wounding on 3s. Right?
Strength 5.
Yep, strength 5, so 3's to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds. AP minus 2 as well. 5-up saves. Oh, I made 1 but failed 1, so he is going to be 2 injury rolls and he's out. And now this guy's going to attack over here. That is 1 hit. That is no wound. And then because he consolidated into my dude bro, he gets to attack back. That is going to be 1 hit. That is not a wound. All right, so that's the end of the turn. I do have to roll for break test because I am down well past half here. So my highest leadership is a 7. This is turn 4, end of turn 4. So roll an 8, so I am broken. Oh boy, so let's roll over here. I've got 6 guys out of action.
-1
so -1 because of the zealot dude, bro.
Yeah, he's got.
Oh man.
Horrific visage.
Yeah, horrific visage. So he's going to be -1 to his leadership over here. So 2 is going to be, he's going to be shaken. And then my dude bro over here. 3 and 9, he is also shaken. So both of my guys are going to be shaken. And he's going to score 1, 2, 3, 4 points on here. I will score nothing. I don't think we have to roll to see if we're going to go into turn 5 here because that is a runaway victory, 10-2 for the Gellerpox here. And I imagine he's just going to mop him up over here, and then these guys will come in here and just finish off him, killing off the Dark Angels squad that came in here, and then the battle barge they came in on will just obliterate the ship. So a moral victory for the Dark Angels, I'll say. But an actual victory for the Gellerpox infected. Whoo, man, they hit hard. They hit real hard. That was awesome to see how that all worked out. Sure, I gave myself a headache, but I don't think that really was the deciding factor. They just hit real hard and really effective. So awesome to see those guys on the table and just see how good they are at that. That was really, really awesome to see that happen. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil the Glacial Geek as always. My opponent's been Chris, and until next time, have fun.